Hey folks, you're joining me in Liverpool Airport. My dad's just dropped me off. He's got to give me a lift in his work van from Wrexham. Just nice of him. But we're in Liverpool Airport because today, out of breath already. Today we're going to Monaco in the south of France. So we go from we're going from Liverpool to Nice, and then from Nice Airport all the way down to Monaco where the harbour is.
Now, I've never been to Liverpool Airport before, usually flying out of Manchester, but Liverpool is only a small airport and it's easy to figure out. You go in through the main entrance and turn left, and the departure area is at the far end of the airport. On today's trip, I'm flying with EasyJet, and as I don't have any luggage to check in, I can just head straight through security. And what is a trip to the airport without stopping off at Burger King? Now, for a large Whopper meal with a Coke at Liverpool Airport cost me £11.25. After the Burger King, I was planning on using the toilet, but as soon as my backside touched the toilet seat, an announcement came over the tannoy, saying it was a final call for the flight to Nice. So I had to quickly pull my trousers up and quickly find the gate and join the queue. Luckily, it wasn't too far away. A return flight to Nice cost me £150, which I found on Google Flights. This trip is only for 3 days and 2 nights. I booked an early flight heading out and a very late flight on the return journey to maximise my time in Monaco. On today's flight, I'm sitting in seat 16A, and this is the view out of the window. Not long after I found my seat, it was time to taxi to the runway. And just under 2 hours later, we were over the south of France. As there is no airport in Monaco, you have to land in Nice, and then make the 10 or so mile journey down the coast to Monaco. Most people when travelling to the hotel from the airport would normally take a taxi or a bus or maybe even the train. I'm going to be travelling in something very, very different, something which I've never tried before, but more on that in just a sec. We all got off the plane and went through passport control, which took over an hour in a swelteringly hot room full of people. Once we were through passport control, there was just the matter of getting from the airport to the hotel in Monaco. I thought taking the train or taxi to the hotel in Monaco was a bit boring, so I found a company called Blade, which offer helicopter transfers into Monaco. When I arrived at the desk in Nice airport, they let me wait for the helicopter in their comfy lounge. They offered me a drink of water and let me chill until it was time to board the helicopter. Not long after, somebody came to take us to the helicopter. They even carried my bag, so I didn't have to. We walked out of the back of the airport and jumped in a taxi that would take us over to the helicopter at the other side of the airport. I sat back and enjoyed seeing the airport from a different view. We drove to the other side of the runway where the helipads were. This helicopter flight to Monaco cost £160 one way and only takes around 7 minutes, which in my opinion is so much more fun than taking a taxi. The helicopter ride includes being chauffeured to your hotel in one of their private taxis. First arriving in Monaco and looking out the window of the taxi was so cool. I've been an F1 fan since I was young and driven thousands of laps of the Monaco street track on the F1 Xbox game, so the streets seem so familiar even though I've never been here before. The chauffeur service is only available if your drop-off location is within Monaco. My hotel was right on the French-Monaco border, the hotel being just on the French side of the border. So I asked to be dropped off as near as possible to my hotel, which was outside a church just around the corner from the hotel.
So we find ourselves in Monaco. The taxi driver man kindly dropped us off right outside this massive church. I'll show you in a second. Now, the aim is to try and find where the hotel is. Go onto Google Maps, it's just on the street over there somewhere. So let's try and find it.
My stay at the Hotel Olympia was £130 per night for a single room.
Right, I don't think I have a plan in particular. I think we're just going to have a wander around, maybe get something to eat and see what happens. There's my hotel, the Hotel Olympia. I think my room's like, well, it hasn't got a view, has it? It's got the view of the alleyway. So my room must be on the other side somewhere. Nice hotel. Now, let's go for a wander and see what we can find, eh?
Falling into love hurts just as much as falling out of it, but I'll scrape my knees and scar my shins. I hope you never doubted that I'm down for you. Wanna hit the town, make it loud, be a clown for you, or maybe we could be a Romeo and Juliet, except without the age difference, and we can forget the death. Cause this is love at first sight, there's no doubt in my mind. And darling, forget about the time, cause you're mine, and I'll spend every second chilling with you. Like just that vintage Nickelodeon innocence love. Innocence the type of if we fight, let's chill and make up. You're one in a million pay stubs, but to me you're like a lottery. There's a lot of fish in the sea, but you're a catch that's so startling. Baby, I know that there's a lot to do, it's awful too. And in your past there's a lot to chew. I'll buckle up.
Just as you think this place can't get any crazier, Bugatti Chiron. 2 of them actually. This place is nuts.
After a bit of a wander around, I felt a little hungry, so I stopped off at a burger place called Steak and Shake. Don't worry if you can't speak French, you order by using a touchscreen. When you've entered what you want, you type in the number that's on the plastic triangle thing just to the right of the screen. Mine was 51, so they know what table to bring your food to. I went for the original double burger with a Coke. If you plan on visiting here, don't forget your receipt like I did, as you'll need to scan your receipt to get your self-serve drink. I left mine on the counter and I had to go back and get it. I grabbed myself a great spot by the window, overlooking turn 1 of the F1 race circuit. My meal at Steak and Shake cost me £11 and 5p.
That's so nice, isn't it? This is a BMW. Bentley, of course. Nice white colour. You got a 911, I think. And there's the harbour. Woohoo! God, let's size that boat in the background there. Jesus. You see, normally in the F1, the cars come down here, and there's like a sharp chicane that goes and it carries on down where them trees are. But when the F1's not on, the traffic just goes straight on down there. It's pretty different in the normal day-to-day life. Christ, they're like mansions on water, aren't they? Christ, look at the size of that one. Should ever wander down there? That one's called Bikini. I mean, look at the size of that boat behind me. This place is crazy. Those are some big balls. Must be like a fuel thing for the yachts. Dunno. That one's got a red hull. Must be the Ferrari boat or something. Red and blue. What is that? If he's planning on diving into the swimming pool, it's all the way over across the road. Looks like he's getting ready to dive off that. The steering wheel's all shiny where people have been rubbing it in the wing mirror. Now we're making our way onto like the sort of the start-finish straight. The last corner comes out around there, and this is the start-finish straight with all the grid boxes on. When the F1's normally on, this bit here is where all the team garages are, and where they keep all their equipment and stuff. Yeah, on the other side, where that railing is, that's where the pit lane is, where the cars come in for the pit stops and change your tyres. But to be on the actual starting grid, of a race I've seen since I was a kid. It's pretty crazy. Like, you can see the grid boxes there. And there, and there. Aston Martin. The yachts are over there, and the racetrack is here. There is the start finish line, and there's the first grid box, pole position. All the way down there is the first turning, and it goes up the hill all the way there.
After a little more wandering round, I decided to head back to the hotel and call it a night, bringing to an end my first day in Monaco.
There's a castle on top of that hill. Let's see if we can try and find it. Go onto Google Maps, it's up this hill, then up there. Go onto Google Maps, it's up this hill, and you turn right up there, and then go up there, and the castle is over there. Great view of the harbour already. There's the last corner there of the F1 track. I think this is where the Prince of Monaco lives, in this like royal palace castle thing at the top of this hill. It'd be pretty cool to see what it's like. It's like really cloudy today, but it's really humid. It's like just walking out of the hotel just then, just sweating already. Or maybe I'm just really unfit.
The Prince's Palace of Monaco is located in Monacoville and has a history dating back to the 12th century. Originally a Genoese fortress built in 1191, it became the Grimaldi family residence in 1297. Over time it is transformed from a medieval fortress into a grand residence with various architectural styles. The castle is completely free to walk around, leaving you to take in the historic architecture. There's even a couple of gift shops, which is mostly full of crazy overpriced Formula 1 merch. The palace has housed the ruling Prince of Monaco since the early 14th century until present day, enduring many historical events including attacks and occupations. During the French Revolution and Napoleonic Wars, it was used as a hospital and barracks, but was restored by the Grimaldi family in the early 19th century. In the 20th century, Prince Rainier III restored and improved the palace further, making it a cultural and historical monument. Today it is the official residence of Prince Albert II and his wife, Princess Charlene Wittstock. The castle symbolises Monaco's sovereignty and the legacy of the Grimaldi family.
It's pretty cool, this place.
After visiting the castle, I walked down the hill and came across a car museum which overlooks the Monaco harbour and is directly underneath the start-finish line of the track. For a ticket, it cost me €10, and it's only a small motorsport museum. You could probably walk around the whole thing in about 15 minutes, but you should definitely visit here if you're in any way a motorsport or just a car fan in general. The museum showcases a private car collection of the Prince of Monaco, which was initiated by Prince Rainier III and continues to be maintained by the royal family. The museum features around 100 classic cars, including vintage models, luxury vehicles and sports cars, and even Formula 1 cars. The collection includes famous brands like Rolls-Royce, Ferrari, Lamborghini and Bugatti. The collection was started in the late 1950s. Over the years the collection has grown, leading to the opening of the museum to the public in 1993.
Is that one of those Ferrari 4x4 things?
Another great place to visit when in Monaco is the Japanese themed garden. It's completely free to visit and is a great place to relax and have a wander around. It's full of Japanese style architecture, plants and trees native to Japan. The Japanese garden was created in 1994 by Prince Rainier III in memory of Princess Grace. It brings a touch of Japan to Monaco. The Japanese themed garden was crafted by Japanese landscape architect Yasu Bappu. The garden follows traditional Japanese garden principles, emphasizing harmony and nature. The garden covers over 7,000 square meters and includes features such as a koi pond, waterfall, stone lanterns, bridges and a tea house, as well as carefully tended trees like cherry blossoms and bamboo. A great place to visit if you want a break from the hustle and bustle of the streets of Monaco. Pretty much next door to the Japanese themed garden is Monaco Beach, also known as Lavato Beach. It is a man-made beach that is made of gravel and not sand or stones, but is still a great place to sunbathe and chill. It has several bars and cafes and shops at the back of the beach, so you don't have to travel far if you want to grab yourself something to drink or something to eat. After looking on Google Maps, I saw that Monaco FC Stadium was located to the southwest of Monaco, so I decided to do some more exploring and see if I could find it. I managed to find the Monaco FC Stadium, which is known as Stade Louis II. I was hoping to find somewhere where I could just look into the stadium to see where the pitch was, like maybe a gap in the stands, but I couldn't find anywhere. So I just did a lap of the stadium just to say that I did it and carried on walking.
Official store.
Then I came across this place, a bunch of fancy, expensive looking apartments, which according to my Monaco Googling, is apparently where a lot of the F1 drivers live. It said no entry, private property on the sign, but I just wandered in and had a look around. There are a few gardeners and maintenance people, but they didn't stop me. I just wanted to take a look around at where all the rich people live in Monaco. But after I couldn't find any Formula 1 drivers hanging around, I decided to carry on walking. Day 3 of the trip, and after a bit of a wander around in the morning, it was time to head home. I had to check out of my hotel at 11 AM, but my flight wasn't until later that evening, so I had a few hours to kill. But before I knew it, it was time to jump on the train and head to Nice Airport.
Instead of going straight to the airport on the train, I decided to get off one stop early and explore the city of Nice. Is it a city? I don't know. But we're going to spend the next couple of hours looking around Nice before we get back on the train to Nice Airport, which is like one stop further down that way, I think. Let's have a look around. Now I think the beach is at the end of the street, so let's keep walking, see what happens. This is a long street, man. Doesn't seem that long on the map, but I've been walking for some time now. We made it to the end.
After finding where the seafront was, I was a bit peckish. I found a shop and got myself some food, a sandwich and some crisps. Then I came across a park and sat on the bench in the sun and ate my sandwich. I walked to the seafront to eat my crisps, and after a quick walk on the pebbly beach and a quick look around Nice town centre, it was time to head back to the station and go to the next stop along, which is Nice St Augustine Station, which is where Nice Airport is. And here here I am on the train back to Nice Airport to fly to Liverpool Airport. Thank you for joining me on my first solo trip abroad to Monaco. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video.
Bye.